Hi everybody, Yisrael Picker back with another video of Wednesday. This week's topic is apologies, and it's inspired by my discussion with the absolute goldmine of information, who is Esti Rand. And if you're not following Esti either on LinkedIn or listening to her podcast, I highly recommend doing both, no matter what your industry is. With Esti, I discussed the concept of toxic people, and in the business world, what you could do to recognize them and how to avoid getting hurt by them. One concept I really didn't touch with in my conversation with Esti was their issue with apologies. And people who are toxic have issues apologizing for their actions. And I wanted to discuss, being that we have Rosh Hashanah coming up and Yom Kippur and the days of Slichos, forgiveness. So I want to discuss apologies and the three separate issues that toxic people can have with apologies. They have three different ways of apologizing when they're able to apologize. Some they're not even able to apologize whatsoever. Number one, you have the people who what I refer to as dash and run. They quickly apologize and they immediately change the subject. And if you try to approach it again or try to go back to it because you don't like the dash and run, they will turn on you. So, I'm really sorry for what I did. It really wasn't right of me. But let's get on to what we discussed last week, and could we get the plans done? That's a dash and run. Number two, we have people who use the word but in an apology. I'm sorry I hurt you, but you really weren't nice to me either. When you use the word but, you really cancel out what you said previously. You have people who say, I don't mean to criticize you, but, and then they go on to criticize you. I don't mean to insult you, but, and they insult you. I don't mean to justify my actions, but I'm going to justify my actions. Same thing with apologies. I'm sorry, but means you're not really sorry. So if a person is constantly doing either a dash and run or they're using the word but in an apology, it might be a sign that they have a problem apologizing, and they might be in fact a toxic personality. And the third one is a personal pet peeve of mine. It's the people who remove themselves from the apology. So if somebody hurt you, a proper apology would the person saying, I'm sorry I hurt you. I'm sorry I caused you pain. That's a healthy apology. That's where the person is using themselves and admitting fault to themselves. On the other hand, you will have people who will say things like, I'm sorry you got hurt. I'm sorry you had pain. They're not really admitting fault. And it's a type of a pseudo-apology when a person does it that way. And if you hear that the person is using any one of these three on a constant basis, either they're doing the dash and run, they're using buts, they are not able to put themselves in the apology, you might be dealing with a toxic personality. And if that's the case, you need to know how to deal with it accordingly, depending on your relationship with them and how to adapt. Thank you very much for taking time to listen. I'd like to wish a Shana Tova and a good Geven Shiur to all of my viewers and all of my followers. I'm probably not going to be posting much over the next month due to the Chagim. So everybody, enjoy. Kol Tov, thank you very much for watching. Please leave comments and feedback in the comment section.